Welcome, everyone, to our After the Impact show this evening. I hope you're all doing well. I see some different faces than were in the stream, and a lot of the same people that were over there. So thank you for coming out and joining us. I know it's a little bit late, and this is going to be a special After the Impact. We are pretty much primarily we'll score the show really quickly, but then we're going to just go into predictions for multiverse of matches for tomorrow night. It's an amazing card, and anyone, like I said, who comes out, watches Impact with us every single week, you can't miss that show. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. Watch it on a second screen, but you don't want to miss that show. I know, again, there's lots of things going. I know the Undertaker, the Hall of Fame ceremony is gonna have a lot of people watching, and with good reason. But yeah, you don't want to miss this show. It looks like it's going to be an amazing show. So, all right. So let's get started, shall we? James Chadwick's here. What's up, James? Wally's here. Deanna is here. How was the show? It was really good. It was a really good show. After hours party, baby, says Wes. Yes, it is. We're going to be well after hours tomorrow night. I could see Josh versus Moose becoming a monsters ball. Ooh, that's interesting. James Grant is here. Heather, 8.25 only because the guns were robbed. Wally wanted to know a price of something. Jeff got you right there. All right. So let's get started. You guys can give us your scores if you watched Impact tonight. If not, we're going to start there too. Gust, what's up with you? How are you? All right. So let's score the show. Jeff, what'd you give tonight's Impact show?
I'm going to give tonight's show, I'm going to say an 8.5. Okay. I thought it was a really solid show. We're getting interesting going into Rebellion. There's a lot of good stuff happening right now. So,
yeah,
and then some things setting up for tomorrow night. I got to say this too. PCO and Jonah, that whole segment was just nuts. I loved it. Loved every bit of it.
Was completely impromptu too. Yeah. Like nobody knew what was going on. It was in the parking lot screaming, and all of a sudden we just got this whole impromptu match. James Chadwick says 8.5. James Grant says 8.9. Sean says 9. Conrad, go ahead. What did you think of tonight's show?
I'm going to go with an 8.5 as well for it. It's good build up for the pay-per-view you have going on. Impact's trying to gain some momentum here. I noticed there were more people watching on the YouTube version than normal.
Oh, okay.
So I noticed there were a few more people in there. There's been a lot of chatter on the internet about Impact doesn't get these numbers and ha 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 and everything else like that. But I think if you actually sat down and if you haven't watched Impact in a long time, I would recommend you give it a chance. And that goes to anybody. If you're a WWE fan, just sit and watch Impact. Not once, but I say watch pay-per-view to a pay-per-view and see what happens with it.
Yeah,
I think you'll enjoy yourself watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't, and I know a lot of you guys are with us every single week, so spread the word. Tell people to, like Conrad said, just watch a show, and you know, you might convince some other people to go and check out the show every week and get more eyes on it. So yeah, absolutely. Sean says 9 out of 10. Jeff Samuel says 8.5. What's up with you, Jeff? How are you? Anyone else wants Shelley to sign on full time again? His run with MLW finished. Jeff could see PCO versus Jonah being a cinematic, but well, it kind of was. Like what they were doing tonight kind of was. They had the music playing in the background and stuff like that. And like I said, it reminded me a lot of the Control the Narrative and the match with EC3 and Moose. I got vibes from that. So I'm only giving 8.9 since Bullet Club won. Bullet Club versus Motor City Machine Guns was really good. They're going to fight again. Don't worry. They will fight again. I have no choice but to score this a 10. And you all know why. I didn't see that coming at all. And you know, I saw the contestants in that match, and I'm like, all I could think of was way more reasons for other people to win that battle royal. Savannah Evans, like Jeff mentioned, you know, and have Savannah against Tasha. Giselle Shaw. You know, I just could see a lot more people possibly winning that match. And when Rosemary won it, it was amazing. I just completely didn't expect it. So that's awesome. And the PCO thing with Jonah was outstanding and completely unexpected. And we got the swinger thing is hilarious. And poor Zicky Dice, being his first student, he's not going to want to be in that class for very long if he keeps getting thrown to the wolves like he did tonight. And then, we got some good promos. Of course, the thing with Chelsea and Chelsea's t-shirt. Jeez. Chelsea and Matt. And then Mickey, of course, there as well. So we got some stuff for today too. I loved it. And it was great to see Rosemary back. And again, I really didn't see that coming. I didn't think she would just come back and win because she's been out for a little bit, and sometimes takes some getting back into a storyline and stuff. So, but yeah, I really loved it. Really, really loved it. And yes, I'm biased, but that's okay. I can be. Yes, Rosemary was pretty sweet. Yes, Heather. That brawl with PCO and Jonah made me want to get a tetanus shot. Yeah, really? He got smashed with a cement block. Jonah got buried with what looked like tar. Or coal. I don't know what it was. They got thrown into that thing that looked nasty. It was, the one big pile of something. It looked gross. But yes, absolutely. That was insane. It was just completely, unexpected. So, Hook, Mickey, and Nick, all this straight into my veins. I'm so hyped for that. Oh, yeah, I can't wait either. That's awesome. Joe Jeff messaged Rosemary and told her to win the Battle Royal for me. Hey, whatever works. All right. So that's that. That's tonight's show. We're going to get into predictions because we have Multiverse of matches tomorrow. And if you hear chomping in the background, that is my dog. She's got a bone, and she's right down here by my leg, chomping on her bone. So if you hear chomping, that's my dog doing that. So Marley's down on the floor eating a new bone. All right. We're going to get into Multiverse of matches. There's the card. Right up there. So, and we are going to go over each match and we will give our predictions for what is going to happen. So, hyped. Nick Aldis is back, says Jeff Samuel. All right. We're just going to go up this. Oh, no, Jeff's got graphics. Of course he does. All right, here we go. So, we're going to start off with Alex Shelley and Mike Bailey. Okay, Speedball, of course, against Alex Shelley. This should be a burner of a match as well. Shelley, of course, just recently back. We don't really know the status. We don't really know if he's going to, be back here full time. But the matches he's had with the machine guns, and then that match he had with Jay White was great. And I have no doubt this one's going to be good too. So, Jeff, I'll start with you. Alex Shelley against Mike Bailey. Who you got?
I think I've got Alex Shelley here.
Okay.
I know a lot of people may say Speedball, but I'm going to say Alex Shelley just because I want to see that momentum continue that they've got going with the machine guns and going in that feud with the Bullet Club.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great point. Tony. Hey, no worries. Hey, Marley. Yeah. She's having a good old time. The only other card, this super card of honor, says Heather. Shelley wins, says Heather. James says Speedball wins. Wally says Alex Shelley, and James says Alex Shelley. I'm going to go with Alex Shelley. Very similar reasoning to what Jeff said. I think they're going to want to keep, if they're going to build up to another tag match with the Bullet Club at Rebellion, which I kind of think they will. It'll be the third in that series. And some sort of, like Conrad had mentioned, needs a stipulation. Yes, I totally agree. But I'm going to go with Alex Shelley, and for the reasons you said, I think it'll be a great match. But I think Alex Shelley wins it, and again, like Jeff said, works off of that momentum. What do you think, Conrad?
I did predictions for these earlier, so I'm trying to see if anything's going to change my mind. There's a couple that I'm like, and I'll probably mutter over, but this one I took Speedball, Mike Bailey for the win.
Okay.
I just think it's too much of a layup, and Shelley's in the tag division. I think you can continue the Bullet Club feud from this, so give Speedball the win.
Okay. And who knows? Maybe you get something from that. Maybe you get some interference by either Chris Bay or Jay
Ace
White.
Austin even.
Ace, yeah. Yeah, that's true, because Speedball's been working with Ace Austin. Yeah, absolutely. It could be as well. Yeah, no worries, Wally. I got Mike. Sorry, Jeff. I think Alex want to put Mike over as Generation X. Good night, Gus. I agree, though, Joe and Jeff. All right. So what's next, Jeff? The other part of Motor City Machine Guns. We've got Chris Sabin and Jay White. Oh man, the only thing I have to say about this one is this going to be as good or better than the match we just got with Alex Shelley and Jay White. And there's probably every reason to believe it might be right on par with that. So I think this is going to be a really, really exciting match between these two. The feud continues. Will there be shenanigans? Very possible. You might see, other people come in and interfere in this match, but I think this could be a showstopper. And I'm going to, man, this is a tough call. If I have Shelley picked to win, I'm going to go with Jay White here. But either one of these men could easily win this. But I think I'm going to go with Jay White in this match, in the singles match, one-on-one, because again, you're going to continue this feud through. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jay White here to win, and maybe we'll get some shenanigans. Maybe Chris Bay shows up, maybe something else happens. But I'm going with Jay White here. Conrad, what do you think?
I have no absolute idea, because I was going over the same thing in my head. Like, well, if Speedball wins, then you kind of can't give the Machine Guns 2 losses. But I picked Jay White. I just have no reason for this.
Yep. I want Sabin to win, but I doubt it. Chris Sabin to win. Jay White, because we know someone is going to come out and help him. Jay all in. Tony, Jeff, what do you think?
Man, I've got Jay White. It's just hard for me to pick against him. As much as I love Chris Sabin, it's just hard for me to pick against Jay White, especially singles match, one-on-one. It's almost guaranteed.
Yeah. One of the best, if not the best in the business. So, yeah, absolutely. Good reasoning. All right, what's next? Eddie Edwards and Ishii. Wow, this is going to be another banger. this card. Go ahead, Conrad. Who do you think wins?
So I went with Tomohiro Ishii only because I feel like Eddie, he's been so unlikable lately that you can get away with DQs, I feel like. And this isn't a pay-per-view where it's going to be super crazy and you're paying lots and lots of money, and this should be where like the feud start to advance. This is a match. I feel like you can enhance Eddie's storyline with a DQ, possibly a beatdown, and then maybe some people come out to help Tomohiro Ishii. But the Stone Pitbull's my guy. He's like one of my favorites from New Japan, so I can't pick against him here. And can someone tell me, why is the Noah thing over Eddie Edwards thing? Is that just because he doesn't want to represent Impact at all?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Eddie has turned his back on Impact Wrestling. I'm going to agree with you. I think I'm going to go with Ishii here as well. This one could be another one that could be a great match all through. But yeah, I think, people want to see Eddie kind of take beatdowns, and I especially the Impact fans right now. So I think you might see a little bit of that in this. So I'm going to go with Ishii. I think he wins. Jeff, what about you?
Put me down for the same. Ishii. I think he's going to win this. You can afford to have Eddie take some losses in some ways right now because he's so hated. He's the enemy right now. So
yeah,
I got Ishii.
Yep. Absolutely. Whoever wins, Ishii is going to beat the crap out of Eddie. Tomohiro says Chad. Ishii says James Chadwick. I got Ishii says Jeff. Stone Pitbull says Conrad. All right. What's up next? Wow. All right. Well, and there's Rosemary again. Rosemary and Havoc. Knockouts World Tag Team titles. So we've got the Influence, the title holders, versus Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans, which is interesting. Could Tasha be a double belt champion? We've got Giselle Shaw and Lady Frost. How are they going to get along? Those two, I mean, they've been fighting each other for what seems like forever. And they were fighting tonight against each other. So how are they going to be a tag team? And then we've got, of course, Decay, who have been, with each other. Now did we have a little bit of a weird thing with her and Havoc tonight? So that could be a little bit interesting as well. Is there a breakup maybe looming with the two of them? I'm not sure, but this is interesting. Go ahead, Jeff. Who do you think wins this?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Facts.
I'm gonna say the Influence retain.
Okay.
Only because I think we get them and an Inspiration again at Rebellion.
Yeah,
That's why I think that'll happen.
Probably a good call, especially with all the stuff that's going on with Caleb. And again, there was that little thing tonight where he messed up again. And so, yeah, that probably makes a lot of sense. Yeah, as much as I'd like to see other things go on, I don't, for the reasons I stated earlier, I don't think Giselle and Lady Frost are going to get along all that well. Decay, I'm not real sure. Well, I'd like to see them win those titles back. They had them before, but I don't think so. If Rosemary's getting a push at the title, it just kind of doesn't jive. And while Savannah and Tasha could be a force, I don't know that it's necessarily the time for that to happen. But yeah, I agree with Jeff. I think that the Influence are going to retain, and for the reasons he said, the fact that they will take on the Inspiration at Rebellion more than likely. For Caleb on a pole, James, you would die. You would absolutely die if they had a Caleb on a pole match. James, I don't even know if you could watch that. I don't even know if you could watch it. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Influence too. Go ahead, Conrad.
Influence, you guys. Basically, once you do some elimination, Tasha Steelz doesn't really need a belt. Savannah's lucky by association, so she's hanging with her. Then you've got Giselle Shaw, Lady Frost. They just put them together. And Decay seems like the only other team who could, but they were just champs not too long ago.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised maybe if we get like a Decay, Influence, Inspiration, like 3-way tag match.
Okay.
At Rebellion.
Oh, all right. Okay, I'll be down for that. Dashwood and Rain retain. If they don't win, then my next pick is Tazzy's wife, Tasha Steelz and Savannah. Influence versus Inspiration, Caleb on a pole. Oh my, I told you, James J, he would die. All right, what's up next? Look at this. It's funny, and this could have been another Jeff Swami prediction, and I may just not be remembering it right. But we had talked about the possibility of Nick Aldis being involved in one of Mickey's matches. Jeff shaking his head. Yes. That was talked about months ago when we thought that maybe, he should be there with her at ringside when she was going up against it was when she was going up against Deanna, Jeff, right? To keep, well, here it is. Team Aldis. Yes, that was cool. She quoted that tonight against the Cardonas. So this is very, very interesting, and this could go either way. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Go ahead, Jeff. Who do you think wins this?
See, I want to go with the heels here. I really do. I want to go with the Cardonas, but I think we'll get Mickey and Nick winning this one.
Okay.
And then we'll see what ends up happening between the two, because we're gonna get singles matches between them. I mean, we'll get a rematch with Matt and Nick. So
yep.
I think Mickey and Nick take this one.
Probably headed for different pay-per-views. Cardona and Nick would be obviously probably on an NWA show, and then Mickey and Chelsea, we know where we're headed with that. So this is kind of almost like it's kind of the start really of the Mickey and Chelsea thing that we had talked about that was happening for months. And, there may not be a culmination for this for a while. We may not even get a culmination for this at Rebellion. It may go past Rebellion through Slammiversary, and, we'll see. But it's just kind of starting. And look how it starts with the husband-wife teams on both sides. I think my heart's saying one thing, but my head's kind of saying another. I wanted to go with the heels here too. You know what? I'm going to go with the heels. I'm going to go with Chelsea Green and Matt. It's not the pick I want to make, but my head's telling me to pick those two. I don't know why. But I think it's going to piss both of them off even more, and head into the future matches that we've got going. So Aldis was screwed over at the Crockett Cup. Yeah, he was, and that's kind of where this all started, which is actually kind of cool. Team Aldis for the win. My match of the night. Mickey James and Nick says Wally. Mickey and Nick says Jeff. Mickey and Nick says Sean Rousset. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going with the heels, and I'm going with Chelsea and Matt. Go ahead, Conrad. What do you think?
I have written down Chelsea and Matt Cardona. I think that the heels are going to pull this one out. They need a reason for these baby faces to chase.
Yes.
And it's a good idea that people were bringing up the NWA. And I wouldn't mind, listen, Nick Aldis hasn't been an Impact in a long time. I don't know if you guys know, but this dude he started out in the British Invasion.
Yeah,
and worked his way all the way up. So
yep.
Nick Aldis is that boy in Impact Wrestling. Just put some respect on his name. I wouldn't mind seeing these matches flip flop too. I wouldn't mind seeing Nick Aldis come in to challenge Matt Cardona for the Digital Media Championship one week.
Oh, wow.
And then maybe you have Mickey and Chelsea have a match on the other show. This NWA Impact relationship is very intriguing, and I would love to see them utilize it more together. I know it's two different companies, two different visions, but I really like when they work together.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it helps out both of them. And, of course, Mickey has been over in NWA when she had that all-women's pay-per-view there last year, too. So, yeah, definitely. That's cool. That's awesome. Good thoughts. All right, what do we got next?
This is one of those matches I was talking about right now. I have no clue what to think or do.
Dude, an Ultimate X match, which is, I mean, seeing one of these I almost probably guarantee you they start the show with this. They like to do that. And, oh, man. Trey Miguel, this is for the X Division title. Trey Miguel, Chris Bay, Vincent, Rich Swann, Blake Christian, and Jordan Grace. I mean, you can make cases really for anyone to win this. The thing is it time for Trey Miguel to lose that title? I kind of think it might be. Now, the thing is who do you pick to win it? Vincent would be an interesting choice. If they're going to continue along with that Honor No More storyline, you would then give them gold. Rich Swann hasn't really had gold in a little bit either. Blake Christian's kind of out of left field. Jordan winning would be almost kind of a shocking win. I'm going to go with Chris Bay. And listen, what Chris has been killing it. And, I know you see comments from him. If you follow him on Twitter, you see comments from him, talking about, hey, it's my time. It's my time. And, a lot of responses to him saying, hey, we need to get you some gold, man. So I'm going Chris Bay. I really think that it's maybe time to get, and again, you get him the gold, you get Bullet Club some gold as well. And so, yeah, I'm going Chris Bay here. Conrad, go ahead.
I went with Chris Bay as well. And I thought the same thing you did. So for me, I was trying to eliminate people, and it came down to Vincent and Chris Bay. And it's not that I don't like Trey, but I think you have to benefit either Honor No More or the New Japan relationship more. Yep. Chris Bay being your X Division champion means you're going to see him on New Japan Strong in the States. You're going to see him possibly go over to Japan if things are better. He's part of Bullet Club. That's a lot more exposure with the belt. When they do promos, they're going to do video packages together. He's with Jay White right now hanging out. I pick Chris Bay just because I think that'll get the title the most exposure for Impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a great call. Jeff, what are you thinking?
I guess we're all just thinking alike on this. Um, I would, obviously because I'm a homer, Jordan Grace was one of my top three out of this, but I had Chris Bay, Jordan Grace, and Rich Swann. Um,
Okay.
Rich Swann because I think he needs to do a little bit more, but I know we've got that big tag team match coming up at Rebellion, so he'll probably be in that. So I've got Chris Bay, the exposure. He's doing. I mean, he's killing it, like you said, Joe. He's killing it right now. So
He
Chris
is.
Bay.
Yeah, he is. Well, there you go. Jordan Grace says Chad Schrader, and so does Wally. Okay, Rich Swan says Heather Wright. Wow, people are all over the place here. Chad's going with Jordan Grace as well. Vincent says James. James Grant says Chris Bay. Tony says I'm picking Chris Bay as he's not had the belt in a while and helped the Bullet Club story. I'm starting to wonder if Bay is ever going to go to Japan proper, says Heather. Vincent, dig what I'm saying. All right, so there you go. Everybody's kind of all over the place with that one. This is going to be interesting, and like I said, it may very well start tomorrow's show. They like to do that and start the show off with a bang. So don't miss a minute. Make sure you're right here to see it. So what's next, Jeff? This one is really, really interesting. Who does she get? Who does she get, and what title do they go after? I mean, it would make a hell of a lot of sense that they're going to go after that Ring of Honor belt. And it's going to be someone possibly from that Ring of Honor show that's going to do it. I know Tony Khan came out and said, he kind of was hoping that, she could defend the Ring of Honor women's title on the Ring of Honor show. So that may happen. I haven't seen any confirmation of it. I know he mentioned it. No. Okay.
Well,
So
there's an interim title match that he put up there. Not the biggest fan of those personally, but I won't get to my gripes with that. But so I think they're doing so interim champ to me means number one contender is how I usually take it. And it was between Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Martinez. So
okay.
She'll have to deal with one of them in the future.
Which is interesting because she's had matches with Mercedes before when Mercedes was in Impact. So people are saying Taya Valkyrie for the AAA title. Athena, James Chadwick says, this is a tough call, dude. Like, I don't know if this is going to be someone off the Impact roster. If I had to say someone off the current roster, I would love for it to be Masha. And the thing is she going to come out and win it? Because, and imagine, whether I would, it's hard to even pick which belt she would go after because, was she going to go with that title to defend it? But if I had to pick someone from the Impact, knockouts roster, I would say Masha would be the most interesting. More likely, it could be Giselle. She's been kind of, pointing her finger at that and thinking that it was her turn to do it. So she might be one to do it. If it's someone completely out of left field, I mean, James Chadwick saying Athena, Taya Valkyrie's an interesting choice. We haven't seen Taya. Nobody, I'm not really sure, where Taya is right now. And as far as with wrestling and stuff. So I'm not sure. But this is interesting, guys. This is a tough call. I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'll go with someone from Impact, and I'm gonna go with Masha. I'm gonna go with Masha just because that's kind of what I want to see. So, Jeff, go ahead. What do you think?
Man, it's another tough call. I think it's going to be one of two people. Either Athena, and I think she'll challenge for the Ring of Honor title, or Taya, and she would challenge for the AAA title.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Taya. I think we get a Taya sighting because it's multiverse of matches. We see a lot of companies represented, but what we don't see is AAA. So
Yeah,
just
good
thought.
call. Good call. Okay. James saying Mia Yim out of nowhere. Is Masha going to wrestle twice in one day after her gimmick match at Trouble in Paradise? Taya's called out Deanna for AAA before. Okay. What do you think, Conrad? Oh,
Masha
sorry, Jeff.
on Zicky's Trouble in Paradise.
She's wrestling Bear.
Masha and the Bear. So there you go.
It's just Bear. So it's just like and there's a picture of a bear.
Yeah.
I mean, is she going to wrestle a bear?
If that bear gets hit with the snowplow, I need someone to send me a gift immediately.
Oh God, Conrad, who do you have for this?
I don't know. Deanna's gonna be my prediction to win.
Okay.
So I was thinking along the lines you guys were, but I'm gonna go kind of weird here. I would love it for it to be Athena or Taya. Taya would probably be my number one. Athena is definitely number two. But if I had to throw a weird random one out here, I'm going to say someone from AEW will randomly show up. A Red Velvet, the Bunny, someone who you could put in there and have Deonna Purrazzo beat. And then you could possibly have Deonna get like a new challenger coming out from this afterwards, and then you need to watch Impact because this is what's happening next, and this is because Rebellion, you got to have something big for that too.
Eli says Abaddon. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Hey, listen, that and this is one of those things where it's going to be a surprise probably to almost anybody. This could be almost anyone that's going to come out here. So this is going to be really cool to see who this is. Bunny deserves better. Hey, Eli, how are you? All right, what do we got next?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh my gosh.
Lord.
The Briscoes and the Good Brothers. Good Lord. Slobber knocker, to quote the great JR. This is going to be an unbelievable match between two amazing tag teams. So, oh my gosh, how do you call this? We saw the promo with the Good Brothers tonight, and wow, I don't even know. I can't even imagine. I'm not going to start it. I'll let Jeff go. Jeff, go. What do you think?
Listen, they won the Crockett Cup. Right now, they've got two dream matches on the same day.
Yep.
I got to go with the Briscoes. I got to go with the Briscoes.
Oh man, yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to agree with you. I mean, the Good Brothers had, a really good run in Impact, and they were on top of the world for a long time. But yeah, I mean, for the things that Jeff said, and the Briscoes just seem to be the right pick here. So Briscoe says James Grant. Chad Schrader said the same thing. I'm going to go with the Briscoes as well. Wally's also picking the Briscoes here too. So yeah, I agree with you. I think the Briscoes are going to win. Go ahead, Conrad.
I am going to be weird. I'm going with the Good Brothers.
Okay.
To pick up the victory. I feel like they're gonna keep their tag team strong in this situation. It's their show. And as we've said, I've put over New Japan multiple times on this. You've done a lot. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know what the leverage is for the Briscoes at this point, what you're getting out of them, because we don't know where they're signed to, what they're doing. They're just kind of going place to place. I think the Good Brothers could get the win, and that could be the excuse for – I feel like this match might open up the show. I don't know how far the arenas are from where they're going to have to go. I think we're going to see them with the titles here, and on the other show, I think they're going to end up losing those titles, possibly in the main event. So I think they're going to get two beatdowns here, and that could be the reason why it happened. Well, we had to fight two matches. They got the built-in excuse.
Okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough. All right. I also got to go Briscoe, says Heather. Dem Boys win, says Tony. All right. What's next, dude?
All right. Crazy effing thing.
Oh, my gosh. It just keeps getting better. This could be the main event, obviously because we're going to get Moose and Josh. But on the other side of the ring, this match is just going to be all out chaos. Number one, Josh isn't going to be able to stay away from trying to beat up Moose. And the same goes for Jonah and PCO. I don't know how they're going to keep the both of them on one side or the other all throughout this match. Jeff, did you see Caprice Coleman and Ian Riccoboni are officially back with Ring of Honor doing Super Card of Honor? That's awesome. Well, back where they belong. This match is going to be insane. Any way you put it. I don't know how this is going to go. All I know is it's just going to be a mess. It's going to be an absolute mess, especially after what we saw tonight. I mean, how's Jonah going to come back from being buried in tar? And Josh and Moose, oh, good Lord, the storyline that they're telling. You can't stop PCO. Got to be Josh and Jonah. That's an unlikely team as well. The two of those guys were going at it not that long ago. So, man, what a tough call. I'm going to go Moose PCO here. I'm going heels. And only because I think that, the PCO Jonah story is going to continue. They're going to have some kind of insane, crazy gimmick match probably at Rebellion. And, of course, Josh and Moose. And we know that story and where that's headed. And more than likely, Josh is probably going to win the title from Moose at some point. And maybe Moose will take some time off to heal up that injury that he has. But because of that, I'm going to go with the heels winning this match over the faces. So, Conrad, go ahead. What do you think?
I'm going to put the Dusty on this one. I think we're going to get some shenanigans. And it's going to be one of those shows that we won't hear that there was a DQ or a double count out or whatever, but it's going to lead to some stuff happening backstage. I don't know who's getting thrown off what. I don't know who's going into what, but something's going to happen with Jonah and PCO. And I feel like with Moose and Josh Alexander, I feel like Moose is going to end up slamming a garage door or something on Josh and taking off.
Okay.
And hitting the road, and you continue to build towards Rebellion for both these matches.
Yep, absolutely. Moose to start and PCO is a monster. Is logic for Impact. PCO and Moose as tag team is interesting, but Josh and Jonah as hard-hitting guys, and they face each other. And remember, Joe, Jonah wants Moose. Also, Impact with good storytelling, and PCO attacks Josh. Very interesting. All right, Jeff, what do you think, dude?
Oh, man. I don't think we get a tag team match. I think we get a singles match because how can Josh stay there and Moose be across the ring from him?
Yep.
And stand there and abide by tag team rules.
Yep.
I don't think that can happen with where the story is with them. I think we're going to get a rematch between Jonah and PCO. And I think it's going to be phenomenal again. I think, they're supposed to have tag team partners, but those partners are going to disappear pretty quickly. So
good call. Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I mean, I think I've got Jonah picking up the win.
Okay.
Because he got buried tonight. So
he did. Yeah, literally. It seems like the two of them are just going back and forth. One just gets an advantage, the other one gets it the following week. That's a good call. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Josh may chase Moose around that arena and just get him right out of that match right early on. So yeah, that's does Moose assault Jade? Well, we hope not. Jeez, if I'm Josh, I'm keeping Jade away from that ring. I don't think I'd bring her. But yeah, that's a good call. I like that. So, Conrad, did I get you?
Yep.
Okay, I got Conrad. See, it's getting late now. I'm starting to forget things. 50-50 booking, says Tony. That it, Jeff? We done?
That's it.
That is it. All right. Well, I hope this got you guys excited about this tomorrow night because, again, I am. People had asked me, you got all these things coming up over the weekend. What are you most excited for? And honestly, while I get it, it's WrestleMania weekend, and there are things on WrestleMania's card I'm really excited for, but me being a fan of Impact that I am, I'm really, really excited about this event tomorrow night with them. The card looks amazing. It's almost like an all-star type of thing going on. And I'm really, really excited about it. And I know Jeff is too. Conrad is as well. And we hope you guys are too. And we hope you will be there and come out and join us tomorrow. It's a late night with the Insiders. We're going to be on at 9:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will do the watch along for the show until it's over. So James Chadwick said it's nearly 4 a.m. Jeff says, thanks, guys. Fun show. No, thank all of you. And hopefully we will see you all tomorrow night for the multiverse of matches. Hope you can come out and all join us, and hopefully we'll see you there. And like I said, if you're watching other stuff, hey, there's always more than one screen. Keep us, and you can keep us posted on what's going on and some of that other stuff. So that's it, guys. We're going to get out of here. It's late, and we will hopefully see you all tomorrow night for Multiverse of Matches for Impact Wrestling. So Conrad and Jeff, make sure you check out Conrad, Everything Pro Wrestling. I know he had a prediction show for WrestleMania, so go check that out if you haven't done so already. He did a prediction show for this as well, so check that out also. And make sure that you join Tazzy on Saturday morning, very early, bright and early. Wake up, have breakfast with Tazzy, and then watch NXT. So check that out with him on Saturday. And then, of course, we will be around for WrestleMania Saturday, WrestleMania Sunday, and then Monday Night Raw. That's it, guys. Make sure you leave a like on the stream tonight. Really helps us out. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit that notifications button so you can be notified when we're doing all this crazy stuff for WrestleMania weekend. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will talk to you all tomorrow night for Multiverse of Matches. Take care, guys. Good night.